Everybody, this is American Nana. Let me see what the temperature is. Oh wow, okay, so it's gone down to 79. It only feels like 79, but just not long ago it was so hot you couldn't breathe out here. Well, I mean you could, but you couldn't. So let me say first, some yahoo wanted to, or did actually comment and tell me if I wanted to look better, maybe I should start with brushing my hair, or I forget what. So let me just explain something to anybody that stops by. I make videos when I actually have the time. I don't have the want, nor do I have the desire to have this big setup and worry about what my hair looks like, or I mean, look, I even painted my fingernails different colors. My fingernails used to be really strong, and now they just break. They just peel. I don't know what's going on with them, but anyway, I try to use some, strengthener on them. One is kind of pinkish clear, and the other's kind of mauve, like I like. And I couldn't decide, so I thought, well, I'll do one hand, one hand the other. And yeah, I'm going to go to the store like that too. So you see, it's real easy to explain that this is just me. It would be different if on a daily basis I got up and I did my face and I did my hair. Sometimes I'll curl my hair in those, the heatless thing. I'm trying to get better at that. But just so you know, as soon as I'm finished and it looks awful and pretty, I put it up in a ponytail. Now, so far I have chased kids, made donuts, been on the phone quite some time today with a friend that needed a friend, and just went for a fast walk with the grandbaby. So yeah, what you see is what you get. I mean, that's just, and I don't care if my hair is messy. I do realize that I'm probably one of the few YouTubers that come on and do that. I've also wondered when I watch these videos of people that do their, I guess, life on YouTube, and you can find some funny clips and stuff. And, my husband and I've told him, I said, we need to set up cameras just all over and just let them record, and then just let me go through those daily and find the footage that would be funny, because we're always laughing and we're always having a good time, but I'm not quite sure how people actually capture that. It seems like it's more planned out. I don't know. It's not spontaneous. That's the word. It's not spontaneous. So, there's that with me. I'm just, this is me. I don't even know if you'll find it funny, but here's an example of what my husband can find humor in with me. So it's, and maybe I've already said this, I'm not sure, but he came out it was a few weeks ago, and my daughter had asked what time Kim's closed. Kim's is a convenience store. It's not far from our house, and they've had different times that they open and close, so you never know because they've changed it so much. I never use SIRI. I'm saying that because I'm not sure if it would start speaking. But rarely I do. So that day I did, and I asked SIRI to please tell me the hours of Kim's in blank city. It didn't matter. it didn't matter what I said. It didn't matter how many times I tried. It just kept giving me. I mean, I was getting all kinds of stuff from states that no, and I mean, I was being specific. I was getting very upset that it wasn't just giving me the information. I thought that's what she was good at. So I guess I was getting a little hot with SIRI. And my husband came out again, and so he knew what I was doing, and he asked me, he goes, honey, what are you doing? He said, you realize, right? You realize that you're just sitting there fighting with an AI? I was. So that's, you can't make that shit up. I can't make that happen. So excuse my language. But I have a very serious video. I'm going to try to keep it short because hopefully people will stick through. Did anybody watch the select meeting last night? Canton Select Board meeting is for the people. Now, some interesting things happened last night. I don't believe they gave anyone notice. However, they did do they changed it to a Zoom meeting. I'm asking, please, anyone in the state of Massachusetts, is this how it's really done in your towns, in your little area? I mean, so they did it by Zoom. So the powers that be control who actually speaks, and they have a little timer, and they can just push that no button on the timer. If someone calls in that they don't want to speak with, they just can ignore that because no one's going to know, or raises their hand, or whatever their rules were. I was very, very impressed. I believe it was Western Massachusetts. Somebody called in and said they're absolutely just appalled, basically, at what's going on in Canton. I mean, I don't know all the levels. I'm not going to claim I do. I don't. But I'm curious as to at what point does the governor step in and say, hey, this is my state. This state is for the people. And every last one of the people on the Canton Select Board need to be removed. The good old boys need to go down the road. The good old boys don't care what the townspeople say. And question and answer is not question and answer. It's they sit and they listen to somebody else's opinion. And that's their attitude as well. They don't care what the people say. They don't care what the people want. And Rafferty, I mean, come on, Governor Healey. Rafferty, can you get rid of Rafferty? I mean, do you have the power to do that? Because we have a chief of police down there that breaks the laws, that helps people hide breaking the laws. And I think she's the one that was involved in this, whatever kind of video was given from the Sally Port. I think her name's involved in that. Either way you go, she's got a town of people screaming to get rid of her, and they renewed her contract. I believe it's something to do with retirement that she feels entitled to and would be eligible for in a year or so. Are you kidding me? Somebody somewhere has to have the answer. We have a judge that sat on a trial that now I am going back and I'm watching pre-motions. She did not like the defense from day one. Is it because she doesn't like Karen Reed? I've listened to some of the pretrial motions, some of the things that didn't come in. like Lucky seeing that whatever car was, and yeah, it wasn't Brian Albert's, but whoa, lo and behold, Colin Albert owns a car like that he saw at that house. Was it Ford Edge or whatever it was? Um, don't quote me, I could be wrong, but the car that was out there in front of the house, Lucky saw there was no body in front of the house, which means Karen Reed is 1,000% innocent. She was asleep when Lucky was driving his route. The FBI specialists that testified have said there is absolutely no way the taillight killed John O'Keefe. I'm just going to say the taillight because they act like this is simply the taillight doing it. You know, the car. It's impossible to have done that. And even Trooper Paul couldn't even explain how he got to where he got, because you keep forgetting that he hit his head. And it was somebody in the medical field that said once he sustained that blow to the head, he was incapacitated. It doesn't matter if the family wants to believe it or don't want to believe it. It doesn't matter if the McAlberts want to just keep trying to figure it out. It doesn't matter at all. Because the problem is there is a big cover-up going on there. I feel very sorry for the O'Keefes. I really, really feel sorry for you. No matter what. No matter if you're behind these people and have been their friends for years and just have to stand on your support for them. But worldwide people watching this trial with the lack of evidence there was can simply tell you that you're wrong. There's no evidence. What they say as evidence is simply speculation. It's simply wanting it to be what they said. It's not by any means what really was. So you have speculation. Listen to Jen McCabe herself. We were trying to figure out what happened. We were trying to keep it in our circle. We. Well, actually, y'all are the only ones that know what happened. And y'all know it wasn't Karen Reed. And I still cannot figure out why Trooper Proctor, and I hate calling him a trooper because honestly, he's disgusting to me. Anyway, Proctor, what do you have over Proctor for him to do that? And his sister begging and saying, you know, basically you guys are saying it's okay that he had filthy, abhorrent thoughts about a suspect. That I don't care how long y'all say, but the man had her guilty, convicted, and wrapped in a bow within probably 4 hours. And this bull crap of Paul O'Keefe saying that when he went out to look at Karen's car, it was gone. Well, it was there the whole time she was in the hospital. And from what I heard on the town meeting last night, I can understand why she didn't stay there. She wasn't even allowed to basically sit with the kids. Why don't you tell the whole truth? Why don't you tell the whole truth? It's just what I thought. She was treated so coldly. All she wanted to do was get out. Yeah, obviously, just go and be with her family that loved her, because y'all didn't care what she was going through. You know, I have siblings. Well, a sibling. And if something were to happen to my sibling, I would be more concerned for their spouse and their family than I was for myself. That's the way it goes. That's how it's supposed to be. Then you worry about yourself. I am not downplaying anything that a parent goes through when they lose a child. There is no answer for that. That is the worst imaginable thing to me. And my heart breaks for anyone that's been through that, that will go through that, and that has to live with that, regardless of how you lose your child. But making someone pay the price just so you feel better is not right. Karen Reed drove John O'Keefe to that house, watched him go into a side door. Now, how would she know there was a side door for him to go into unless she watched? Because obviously she's never been there. And then she pulled out, and then she waited a little bit to see, is he staying or is he going? Does he want to ride home or is he happy? Is this where he wants to be? But then he never let her know. So as she gets pissed off and she leaves, I would too. I think most anybody can look at themselves, oh, yeah, I'd be pissed. I'd be pretty pissed. I would be. I mean, it's a natural thing to do. And when you're mad, you say a lot of things that you shouldn't say. And when you're mad and you've had a few drinks, you really do. But I have to even read the second charge to be able to say, what the heck? Because I don't think you can be held responsible for manslaughter if all you did was take the person to the place they were killed because they wanted to go there. All she was for him that night was a taxi cab. Look at the messages. She was going to stay home. She was going to have a plumber. She wasn't planning on going over there. However, they made up and they were out and they were having a blast. Nobody thought she was inebriated. They were getting along just fine. So I guess then they get in the car and they get in this according to Lowley, I guess within that 5-minute drive to get over to 34 Fairview, they had such a fight that she got mad and she just backed over him or backed into him. Except it was impossible because there were people there when she went. Jen McCabe and her little texting and everything. It makes absolutely no sense. She's swearing that she saw that car out front. And the last time she saw it was 12:45, was it? When at 12:36, Karen Reed was already connected to the Wi-Fi at One Meadows. So you guys are just everywhere. But the select board, you know what they did? They did a Zoom meeting. Do you know why they did a Zoom meeting? Because the townspeople are sick of it. They're sick of it. So what they do is a video meeting, and they're in control again. The week before that, they had, according to what I saw last night, Michael Proctor's mother encouraged a group of people to go to the select board meeting the week prior to. And that's where they were clapping when Chris Albert said, yeah, I need to apologize, and but it's because we've just been harassed. The harassment. So in other words, we're supposed to think all that pent up anger for all the months of harassment made it okay for you to get out there and act like an absolute moron. Both of your boys were hideous, and that's how you guys think it's supposed to be. How you have any standing in that community, I don't know, because you're a laughing joke. I mean, all of you guys that think you're above the law are truly laughing stocks. And I don't know. Somebody tell me, am I wrong? Can the governor step in and help this town? Somebody needs to come in and help this town. Somebody needs to. And then the judge, she needs to be just gone. And Lowley, he needs to not have a job. And Morrissey doesn't need to have it. You have so much corruption down there, it's crazy. And for any idiot that wants to say this is, what is it y'all call it? what's the word? I can't stand the word because, oh, conspiracy theorist. See, you could turn off a lot of people just by saying, oh, they're conspiracy theorists, because most people don't like that. So they just check right out. But they're not conspiracy theorists. It's a corruption. There's a huge difference. And the corruption is getting bigger and bigger and bigger every week, and we're watching it. Somebody needs to step up. Somebody needs to help them. And Bev, let me tell you, I've watched a lot of trials. I have never seen a judge not share the note with both sides of the attorneys before speaking on it, number one. Number two, you read that and immediately, within the same breath, said, I'm declaring a mistrial. Then you went straight into jurors. You're excused. You go in the other room and I'll be in there in a moment to talk to you. Then you went straight to, we're going to reschedule for, I'm assuming, right, that you're going to want to retry. I mean, I don't think you said that, but you just knew. Because Lowley thinks he has something. Well, let me tell you people something. Y'all want to go for it a second time? The defense is going to wipe the floor with every last one of you, because there are people that can tell you those are dog bites just by the pictures. There are professional people that can just wipe the floor with that. At the time that John O'Keefe was still alive and his phone was recording his steps and everything, and Karen Reed went home, obviously he was still alive then. Trying to pin it on Karen Reed is not going to work. You cannot make your trumped up evidence fit the trumped up charges. There was no evidence prior to you getting your hands on the vehicle. This is what's going on in Canton. Somebody needs to step up and show them that this is the United States of America, and they don't run the people in Canton. The people in Canton are free. This is America. But they're not. They're not free. They're not even a concern of those that think they deserve to be on a throne and all of their things given to them. So, I'm sorry, that was just kind of a weird ending. So now I've got my fan on again. Oh, mercy. It doesn't take long for me to get hot. All right, so now I have to run to the store and buy things, because what is today? Today's Wednesday? Yeah, so I'm having Taco Wednesday. And so I've got to run to the store real quick, and then I have to come back and do that. And then I have some editing to do, because I've done a lot of clips. And eventually I will sit down at my computer and look like I actually, well, not look like, but try to learn to be a little smoother with what I'm putting there. Maybe I should just make shorter clips. I mean, I don't know if anybody really sits with me jabbering on for very long, to be honest. I just have to have a way to voice my frustration, and in doing so, I don't know who, I mean, senators, representatives, what? Who in Massachusetts cares that in the town of Canton, you've got massive corruption and cover-up going on, and these people need to be taken down. And if the FBI has anything at all that can save these people, why don't you pull it out now? Why do these people have to keep suffering? This is the year 2024. The people that reside in Canton are not peons. They are not there to give to the wealthy or the wealthy wannabes or the gangsta wannabes. I mean, y'all act like you got control. I've also heard that they're asking for people to, I don't know, they're selling some kind of shirt and it's got back the blue or something. You know, that's so disgusting to me. You kill a police officer and then you wear a shirt that says back the blue. I would be afraid my shirt would catch fire with me in it if I did something so horrible. I mean, I just, you know, I I would be so concerned because I just don't get it. So you want to say that you back the blue. Anyway, I hear tell, rumor is that Jennifer McCabe, and I say rumor, and I say hear tell, so it's just something I've heard down the grapevine, that they're selling shirts to wear to support, it's not to support John O'Keefe, it's to support the McAlberts. I don't care. I mean, John O'Keefe, yes, we need justice for John O'Keefe, but the people wearing the shirts that Jennifer McCabe is going to be showing up in, those are the people that they've got the answers to what happened to John O'Keefe, and they're not willing to they're not willing to give an inch. They just think people are so stupid they're just going to believe it all. So, you know, man, I wish I could visit Massachusetts for that day. I do, because I would just make and bring so many shirts to show, no, we outcolor you, we outnumber you, we have more morals than you could have all combined, because you guys have none. You have no morals. You want to get loud? You want to say that now it's time to be loud? You want to say that now it's time to get the truth out? No, it's just going to make the supporters of Karen Reed get louder, because what you're making me do now is go back to the beginning. I want the backstory. I'm curious for the backstory, because the backstory, I think, is going to tell it all. Colin Albert owns a vehicle, Ford Focus, Ford, whatever that Ford vehicle is that was out in front of the Alberts, yet there was no body on the ground when Lucky went by. And y'all tried to discredit Lucky. Not only did you try to discredit Lucky, but Proctor was stupid enough to get on the stand and lie about the defense attorney when he met with Lucky. I guess because he saw it, or somebody saw it, or I don't know. But you know, if you have a guilty conscience, you're always looking over your shoulder, aren't you? I've known people like that, and that's all they do is look over their shoulder. I'm gonna go get my stuff for tacos. I hope y'all have a great day. I'm so frustrated, and there will be more of me rambling later if anybody would like to watch. Oh, and please check out Crack in the Box and the Crap Goth on YouTube and subscribe. Have a good day. Bye.